It's from Luke 23 and 34. And Father, forgive them, for they know not what they do. I believe that this statement shows just how sincere God was about the love that he had for his creation. It points back all the way back to the beginning. It shows how much love he put into his creation, where when he first created us, he created the perfect man and woman. He put us in a perfect environment. He had intended for us to have fellowship with him forever, and yet we failed him. And even after we failed him, he still had a plan for us to one day be in fellowship with him. And after we failed him, sin entered into the world, and that interrupted that plan. And his creation became so bad that he decided he was going to get rid of them. He decided that he was going to destroy everything and everybody. But then there was one man who found favor in his sight. So through that one man, he started all over again. And this time he decided that he would create a people, a nation for himself that would be above all the other people and all the other nations, and that they would call upon his name. And he gave them all kinds of promises, which he kept. Promises of prosperity, promises of peace, promises of having their own nation and their own land. And he gave them everything he promised. But then they too failed him. And along with the promises he gave them, he also gave them curses. And part of the curses was that he would punish them. He would take everything away from them that he gave them. Yeah. And he did that. But he did it with love, because he told them that even while they were enduring their punishment, that he knew the thoughts that he had towards them, and that his thoughts were to bring them peace and were not of evil. And that if they would, after they fulfilled their punishment, call upon his name, that he would restore them. And so he did that. But then it came to the point where he not only wanted this particular people that he made for himself, but he wanted all people to come in fellowship with him, because it was not his will that any should perish. Therefore, God had a plan in the beginning. And God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, that whosoever believeth in him should not perish but have everlasting life. So Jesus gave up his position in eternity to come down here to redeem his creation, knowing that he would suffer at the hand of his very own, because they were more concerned about their position here on earth than they were in heaven. So they mocked him, they crucified him, and his only concern while he was hanging on the cross was that the Lord would forgive, his Father would forgive those who repented and asked for forgiveness. And I would say that is, as the songwriter said, I've never known a greater love than that. Thank you.
Amen.